Urban Therapy with Sun 752, and this is your daily go getimism number 570 for April 25th, 2016. Tonight I want to talk to y'all about equality. Equality. See, election day is tomorrow. And equality is one of those things that always comes up on the Democratic side of the political spectrums, political scope, whatever. And for our people, see, my focus is black people, because we play a really big part of presidential elections. You want the black vote. You want the black vote, even though we're supposed to be minorities, as they say it. But evidently, for us to be a minority, we play a big part in the voting process and how the votes are tallied. So even though we are carrying such low numbers in the population, especially when it comes to voter turnout, somehow our vote starts to really matter more than other ethnic groups that seem to be passing us in terms of numbers in the population. So I don't want to get into all of that. What I want to talk about is really equality. Why do black people strive to be equal? In this country, in the United States, and even in South America and the Caribbean, we're all victims of systematic oppression, systematic racism, systematic disenfranchisement, systematic white supremacy. So what does equality get us when we strive for that? Like, what are we striving to be equal to? I could see if we wanted to be equal with a system that was more just than unjust. But that's not what we're talking about. When we talk about the last 500-600 years in the United States, we're talking about a period of time when we have been beaten, we've been kidnapped, we've been raped, we've been assaulted, we've been murdered, we've been tricked, we've been stolen from, we've been misused, we've had every crime perpetrated against us that you can possibly imagine, and they've even gotten creative with some of the crimes that have been perpetrated against us. Yet we continue to be the face of crime. Now, see, one of the problems when it comes to the word crime is that people think instantly about violence when they think of crime. There are so many crimes out there that don't involve any violence. But when we think about crime, we automatically start thinking about violence. And you know why? Because we're programmed to do that, so we will subliminally feel that we should take action to do away with crime. Yet, white-collar crimes are way more pervasive than any violent crimes out here on the streets combined. That's how it goes. But equality, why would you want to be equal to that? Do you want to be equal? Being equal means that we would get our chance to stomp on somebody, to be able to beat somebody, to be able to disenfranchise somebody, to be able to oppress somebody, to be able to practice racist practices upon somebody, to be able to stop people from going to schools, being able to work, being able to take care of their families, being able to move into neighborhoods, being able to eat at diners or restaurants, being able to drink out of water fountains, being able to enjoy themselves, being able to have access to safety and security and a way of life that makes their future look bright. Is that what we want? Not what we want, right? So do we really think that somebody is going to, like, here is white supremacy and here is black people? You think that they're going to let the scales do this? It's always going to be at least like this. It's really like this, but it's going to always be at least like this. Nobody's going to give up their power in order for other people to be appeased and happy. I can't even front. I would be I would frown upon them if they did that. And once again, I need to make sure that I explain that I don't think that all white people are bad. I don't. All of no people are bad. Not all of them. It's just that some of the bad ones overshadow the good ones. The same way that some of the bad black people overshadow the good ones. The difference is, black people are ashamed of other black people in front of white people. Other white people aren't ashamed of other white people in front of black people. For what? They ain't gonna be ashamed of that shit. You crazy? You know? And it's a funny thing. It's a funny thing. You know, when we start talking about culture, you know, black people are often afraid of our culture because our culture changes from person to person, from house to house, from neighborhood to neighborhood, state to state, city to city, town to town. It changes. Your culture is really the way that you were raised and a set of principles that came along with the way that you were raised by your ancestors and other descendants that help you shape your view of life. So, because black people are so ashamed of their history to the point where they won't even learn their history, but they'll deny that their history existed. So when you bring facts and figures from history that you've studied and are able to verify, they'll say, I know this and I know that, or I don't care about this, blah, 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 because it's embarrassing to them. Because they don't love themselves and they're ashamed of themselves. But black people will teach their children how to emulate white people. I'm not saying that they're going to teach their black children to be white, but they will teach them to emulate characteristics of white people. They will. I've seen it done. I've seen it done unapologetically too. See, white people ain't gonna do that. You're not gonna have a white family, white mother and dad teaching their white child to appreciate black culture. Well, maybe they may teach them to appreciate black culture, but they ain't gonna tell them to be like that. It just don't work that way. It's unequal. Equality. We really should not be concentrating on equality. What we should be concentrating on is being better. Not superior, so to speak, but better. You want to be better than the examples that have been set for you. You want to be as good as that, or as good as those, but you want to be better than those after you get as good. It's the natural thing. So in order for us to be better than them, we have to get on an even playing field. Now, I do believe that we should, I may not believe in equality, but I do believe in fairness. And I think fair is a good word to use. Because fair is sort of like equality. However, it doesn't have to be equal. It just means that you have opportunities that are comparable to each other, and that you can take advantage of those opportunities. I don't have a problem with that. But we talk about our ancestors and how they fought for equality and all of that. No, you ain't gonna tell me that it wasn't some of our ancestors, plenty of them, that was like, listen, I ain't trying to be equal with them. I'm trying to be better than them. I'm not trying to, get the same middle wage of salary as my poor white trash counterparts. I want better than that. You want better than equality. You can't do nothing with no equality. You can do something with fair opportunities that will allow you to exceed and succeed. Good things happen to those who wait. Great things happen to those who grind. And anything can happen to those who go for theirs. So go hard, go for yours. And remember, equality is not what we need to be out here striving for. Our ancestors, I don't care what nobody say, fought for our right to be better than what we were and better than what we see. And there's nothing wrong with that. It doesn't mean that you have to put down anybody or make anybody feel less than you. Because, see, that would be equality. following the wicked ways of people who want to oppress other people. That's not acceptable, man. Holla back with that. I mean, yo, is you crazy? Peace.